So the House Select Committee investigating the insurrection just kicked things into high gear, issuing a slew of new subpoenas for Trump aides and assistants and deputies and loyalists, and a smattering of co-conspirators. Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So it may not be raining indictments just yet, but it did start raining congressional subpoenas. Something of a cloudburst, a downpour. Yesterday's ugly assortment of subpoenaed witnesses: Jason Miller, John Eastman, Michael Flynn, Bernard Kerik, William Stepien, and Angela McCullum. Today's batch of subpoenaed witnesses. This from NBC News. Headline: January 6 committee subpoenas Stephen Miller, Kayleigh McEnany, among other top ex-Trump aides. And that article begins: the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol issued a new round of subpoenas on Tuesday to former officials who worked in the Trump administration, including former top aides Kayleigh McEnany and Stephen Miller. McEnany had been serving as White House press secretary on the day of the riot, a position she held from April 2020 until Trump left office. Miller, formerly a senior advisor to Trump, spread erroneous information about voter fraud in the 2020 election and was also involved in efforts to encourage state legislatures to alter the outcome of the election, according to the committee. Who else was subpoenaed? Well, here it comes. Others subpoenaed included Nicholas Luna, a personal assistant to Trump, Molly Michael, a special assistant to Trump, Ben Williamson, a deputy assistant to Trump and senior advisor to former chief of staff Mark Meadows, Christopher Liddell, a former White House deputy chief of staff, John McEntee, a former White House personnel director, Keith Kellogg, who served as former Vice President Pence's national security advisor, Cassidy Hutchinson, a special assistant to Trump for legislative affairs, and Kenneth Klukowski, a former senior counsel to Assistant Attorney General, and Trump co-conspirator, that's my editorial addition there, Jeffrey Clark. So what do we make of this subpoena storm? Well, we know the House Select Committee has already conducted more than 160 interviews, presumably with witnesses who didn't require a subpoena, didn't demand a subpoena. They're cooperating with the investigation into the insurrection. These are non-hostile witnesses. So I think we can safely assume that this new rogues gallery of witnesses that we just learned about who were subpoenaed are probably not particularly friendly or cooperative, right? They're probably interested in protecting Donald Trump at all costs and protecting themselves. Now, issuing subpoenas is the easy part. Enforcing subpoenas, it turns out, is the hard part. It shouldn't be, but we've come to learn that enforcing congressional subpoenas is no easy task. So with this new batch of subpoenas, it's more important than ever that the Department of Justice indict Steve Bannon for contempt of Congress. Because here we are on day 19 of the Steve Bannon indictment watch. The Department of Justice must indict Steve Bannon, thereby supporting the important work of a co-equal branch of government, the legislative branch, supporting it in a way that is entirely ethical and honest and lawful. by indicting Steve Bannon, giving the legislative branch the ability to do what it needs to do, fully investigate the insurrection. But you know what, friends? If the Department of Justice doesn't indict Steve Bannon, and frankly, even if they do, Congress, for goodness sake, use your inherent power of contempt. You're a co-equal branch of government with the lawful power and authority to enforce your own subpoenas. Don't stand idly by and wait for the executive branch, the Department of Justice, to come to the rescue, to do the hard work of enforcing your subpoenas. Do it yourself with your own inherent power of contempt. Frankly, whether or not the Department of Justice charges Steve Bannon criminally. You, Congress, can arrest Steve Bannon and can detain him until he purges the contempt and testifies. And that will send a powerful message to the 14 witnesses that you just subpoenaed. A powerful message that justice matters. Friends, as always, thank you for tuning in to these Daily Justice Matters videos. You can also get them in podcast form, audio only. Just go wherever you typically get your podcasts. And if you'd like to more formally support our all-volunteer efforts here at Justice Matters, you can go over to patreon.com, sign up to become a patron, and join Team Justice Proper. We appreciate any and all support. If you decide to become a patron, I'll send you some Team Justice stickers and a personal handwritten note of thanks. And as always, friends, please stay safe, please stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.